Let's take a look at problem number 2. Add and subtract rational expressions with different denominators. And let's refresh our memory on the steps first. Okay, make that 20. Okay. So adding, subtracting rational expressions with different denominators. There we go. Step 1 is get rid of parentheses on the top, the numerator. Step 2, factor all your denominators. Factor the bottom parts. Determine the LCM. LCD, sorry. Least common denominator. And rewrite each fraction with that new denominator. Step 4, add or subtract the top parts. Add or subtract the numerators and put into a single fraction. Then factor the top, factor the numerator, and cancel if necessary. Well, this is for problems that kind of a little bit harder, so we won't use all these steps in this problem, but let's take a look at it. We got 4 over x plus 8 plus 7 over x minus 8. Step 1, get rid of parentheses on top. There is no parentheses on top. Step 2, factor all the denominators. Well, there's nothing to factor. These are just as easy as can be. Step 3, determine the least common denominator and rewrite each fraction with a new denominator. Now, to figure out what our least common denominator is, I take a look at each factor. Like first I look at this x plus 8. And I'm looking for the greatest number of x plus 8s in a single denominator. There's one x plus 8 here, there's no x plus 8s here. So the greatest number of x plus 8s in any single denominator is 1. Then I go to the next factor, the x minus 8. And I'm looking for the greatest number of x minus 8s in any single denominator. There's 1 here, there's none here. So the greatest number of x minus 8s in any single denominator is 1. So this would be our least common denominator. And our step says, determine the least common denominator, rewrite each fraction with a new denominator. Well, you have to look at your old fraction, specifically the bottom part. Here we got an x plus 8. The x plus 8 is still there. The new thing right next to it is an x minus 8. Since we put that down there, we have to put it up on top. Basically, what you multiply by the bottom, you have to multiply by the top. Now, looking at my second fraction, had an x minus 8. That x minus 8 is still there. The new thing downstairs is the x plus 8. So we're going to put the x plus 8 up on top. Again, what you multiply by the bottom, you have to multiply by the top. So 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 8 is negative 32. We don't actually multiply together the bottom parts. Seven times x is 7x. 7 times 8 is 56. Now it says add or subtract the top parts and put into a single fraction. Well, we got a plus here, so we're going to have 4x minus 32 plus 7x plus 56 over x plus 8, x minus 8. Now, if this had been a minus here in the middle, that would have flipped the sign of everything up on top of my second fraction. That would have been a negative 7x. This would have been a negative 56. Now, when I say add them, we combine together like terms. 4x plus 7x is 11x. Negative 32 plus 56 gives us 24. Yeah, 24. And then it says factor the top. Well, we can't factor that. The hopes are that we can factor the top and it'll cancel with something on the bottom. That's why you don't want to immediately multiply those together. And 6 cancel if necessary. Well, there's nothing to cancel. Now, in the final answer here, if I look at these, it's different books do different things. See how they multiply them together? So let's go ahead and do that. Here I'll take x times x is x squared. X times negative 8, negative 8x. 8 times x, which is 8x. And 8 times negative 8, which gives us negative 64. Combine together like terms anywhere in math. Negative 8x plus 8x cancels away, and you got x squared minus 64. Now these are conjugates of each other. Conjugate is the first and the second part are the same, but the sign in the middle is different. See how this has an x and an 8? This has an x and an 8, but this is a plus and this is a minus. When you have conjugates, all you have to do is multiply your first parts together and last parts. Saves you a little bit of work. So let's see which one this matches then. Looks like B. Yeah, B. And that's your answer.